Chanel, of course, I don't have to explain the "Do you eat breakfast?" question. In fact, the answer to that question is not important. You get it correct, irrespective of whether you choose yes or no. So the survey of 500 people were asked with this same question. Results recorded in the tree. So they're really showing percentages. So what they're saying, if 500 people responded to the survey, and this first branch is males and the second branch are females, and then they write 62% here, they're saying that 62% of the respondents of this 500 were males, and the remaining 38% were females. Then from there, we get two branches off of each of those two. One says eat breakfast, and the others do not eat breakfast. Some percentage eat breakfast, and some percentage do not. Okay? Now, I don't know, eat breakfast, don't eat it. So I've set it up the same way so I can have the percentages here. Of the males, 62%, 58% eat breakfast, and 42 do not. And of the 38% that were female, 40% of those women eat breakfast and 60% do not. So one way to make sense of it, I know the number's 500, but I'm going to try to just tell you that there are, let's work with a different number. Let's work with 100. That means 62 of the 100 were males and 38 of the 100 were females. So hopefully that makes sense. Yes, I know the number's 500, but I'm just trying to make the math a little easier. So when I say 38% over here, I'm saying 38% of that 62. So if I multiply 62 times 38, I get 62 times 0.38. So 23.56. So 24 people in that branch, which means 24 of the 62, 24 males eat breakfast. That means the other 38 do not eat breakfast, because those two numbers have to add to 62, because the 62 of this 100. Now these numbers are not correct for the 500 again. I'm just trying to make the math easier. Now in the females, what number of people eat breakfast? Well, we know it's 40%. 40% of what? 40% of the 38. So that would be 38 times 0.4. So I can do that by hand, I think. 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 4 is 12. 30, 40, 15. And one decimal place. So 15.2. So we would round that and say 15 people, 15 of the 38 women eat breakfast. And the remaining, 15 and 8, 23? The remaining 23 do not. And so that's really what we're talking about. The way I kind of think about it sometimes is that when I'm talking about this 38%, it's 38% of the 62%. So you could also say 0.62 times 0.38, which means you'd get 0.24, it was 23 something or other. That means 24% of the total number of people, 24%, 24 out of the 100, 24% of the 100 are males that eat breakfast. Okay? So how many males are in the sample? Well, in this case, we have to go back to the original number. How many males are in the sample? Well, the sample consists of 62% males of 500 total. So what's 62% of 500? If I have 500 people, I want to know what number is 62%. I multiply times 0.62. So that's 500 times 0.62. And I get 310. There are 310 males in the sample. And then in terms of females, well, 500 minus the 310, because this question was made in binary land, right, is 190 females. And then how many males in the sample eat breakfast? Well, we already sorted that out. It's 24. No, it's not 24, because that was for 100 people. So we have to do this kind of thing. There were 500, 62%. And then what was it that eat breakfast? That was 38%. If I remember correctly, I'm looking at the other screen. I'm sorry, 58%. So actually I did that wrong because I used 38. So that's just wrong, 0.58. That makes sense because these four numbers don't add up to 100, do they? So they do because I did this number incorrectly. So what we have to do is we have to take 0.62. Hopefully that didn't mess you up. I used 38 because I couldn't read my own handwriting. So I want to know what 58% of 62 is. And so I'm just going to multiply those two numbers. 0.62 times 0.58 represents 58% of 62%, which is 35.96%. .96%, or 0.3596, or rounded is 36%. Okay, what do they want? Rounded to the what? It doesn't say, so I'm just going to go with the 36 and see what happens. I'm not going to be able to enter it because this is just your email. It has the body of the question in there. But that's 36%. Well, what's 36% of 500? 500 times 0.36, 0, 0, 30, 0, 0, 15. So I get 1, 8, 1, 2, 3, but there are two decimal places. So 180 people represent 36% of 500, which are males that eat breakfast. How many females in the sample do not eat breakfast? Well, that's going to be 60% of 38%. So when I multiply those together, six times 8 is 48. 3 times 6 is 18. I get 0, 8, 2,280, but there are four decimal places, right? So that's 0.2280, or 22.8% of 500 people. So 500 people times 0.228 will tell me the percentage, will tell me the number of people that is 22.8% of 500. So what's 500 times 0.228? And that's 114. So there are 114 females who do not eat breakfast. What is the probability of selecting a female who doesn't eat breakfast? And that would be 22.8%, or 0.228. They want probability, not percentage. So your answer is 0.23 because they want two decimal places. 0.228 rounded is 0.23. Okay? Because we just calculated the number of, if you wanted to, you'd say, oh, there's 114 women who do not eat breakfast. Well, that's 114 out of what? 500. If you do that division, you'll get 0.228, or 0.23, approximately equal to. Okay, so that was your first question. Your second question reads and has a chart. So male, female, female like male. So, and then A, B, and C. I assume those are like grades. Yep, test grades. Giving a test to a group of students, grades earned by gender. So males are 19 A's, females were 20 A's. Males were 4 B's, females were 7 B's, and males were 12 C's, and females were 6 C's. Now in these other column and row here are the totals. So in this vertical column A, if I add the 19 and the 20 together, if I add these two together, I'll get 39. What does that represent? 39 total number of people that got A's, irrespective if they were male or female. Altogether, there's 39. In B's, 7 plus 4 is 11. So a total number of 11 males and females had B's. And 12 and 6 is 18. A total number of 18 students, both male and or female, I should say and or female, is 18 that got C's. And if I add across, I will find the total number of males that participated in this study, calculations, etc. So 19 plus 4 plus 12, what's that, 23 plus 12, which is 35. So a total of 35 males. Females is 27 plus 6 is 33. So 33 females. So we can add these in both directions, this way and that way, and we should get the same number. 33 and 35 is 68. And 39 and 11 is 49, 50, 68. Okay? Now, to answer the question, if one student is chosen at random, find the probability that the student was not a female. So what areas constitute not a female? Well, not a female are those three choices, right? And if you want to say the total, not female is that. And did not earn a C. So now we have to adjust this. Did not earn a C. So this is female that, or non-female that earned a C. This is not a female. This is not a female. This is not a female. And those three boxes represent not a female and did not earn a grade. So you have to satisfy both if it's the word and in between. Not a female, those 4 boxes. But of those 4, only 3 of them satisfied did not earn a C. So what are those numbers? Well, you can't use the 35, that's a total. So it's really 19 plus 4, which is 23. So there's a total of 23 males or non-females that did not earn a C. So out of a total of how many? 68. So 23 divided by 68 is going to be your answer or response. If they want you to multiply that out, so 23 divided by 68, because they want it rounded to the nearest 4 decimal places. So 0.3382. So that's rounded correctly. So that's your answer. But yes, I'm sorry this came delayed. I was tied up, as I said, this weekend. Didn't get to it. So hopefully this will be in some reasonable time frame, but I'm not certain that'll be the case. And so I apologize.